Today we're talking to Brian Suliman. Brian had a spiritually transformative experience when he was younger and now wants to start a podcast and YouTube channel, which he's launching next week so he can help people lift their consciousness and feel better. If you want to contact Brian, all his information is below.
I'm Brian Sullivan, born in Montreal, mother from Germany, my father from Cairo. Yes, I mean, since I was young, I was also had this like, there are gods, there's Zeus, there's all these druids. Like, I always knew there was something out there. And I just was always curious about everything. Knowledge, 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 eating it all up. That's what I always wanted to do. I just wanted to know about everything on a spiritual sense. Oops, on the dogs here. So yeah, I had a great upbringing. My father passed away when I was young, had a heart attack. It was rough. Had to, help take care of my family. I was like the eldest of my brother and I. We were two brothers. And okay, dog up here because this is a new one, by the way. She just
Oh,
joined the family. Yeah.
hello.
Yeah, her name is Bailey.
Aw.
So then so basically I was always curious, always exploring all this stuff, and yes, I'm a psychonaut. I love testing out everything. And I tested out a lot of things from marijuana, weed, acid back in the day when I was a teenager, shrooms back then. But, skipping to now, the most incredible things have happened to me because of the psychedelic experiences and awakenings I've had, specifically with bufo, which is one of the most powerful psychedelics out there, right? The toad venom. And it was incredible because, okay, I'll back up a bit and just explain. When I was young, I had suffered through, like I guess it would be drug-induced psychosis in a way, like what a schizophrenic goes through, which is horrible because it was like the team would talk to me like, oh, you're in hell, like the actual hell. Brian, this is where you are. You did something bad, and this life you're living right now is not life. It's the actual hell, and you're suffering. We're going to torture you. And that's what I had, like really, really bad trips, literally. It was just very negative. And it was started at the age, I guess, in my 20s. I'm 48, I think now. Or
I
49.
know we lose count as we
We lose count
40
over the years.
just so not go.
Yeah, exactly. So 22nd, 35. I'm a Virgo, that I know. So then I'm like, it was back. It was always in the back of my mind, like, oh yes, maybe this is hell. I mean, I did do something bad, and then throughout the years, all the friends I grew up with, we kind of split apart, but then there's some that stay close. One in specific, a specific friend of mine who is my best friend, another Virgo. His girlfriend is, I have to call her a queen because she's a different level. She's a yoga master. She's been to all over the world. She's psychic. She's a medium. She's a channeler. She's all of it. She's like kind of ascended master,
Wow.
level, right? And Eric, my friend, told me about his experience he was doing, I think it was an ayahuasca ceremony and all this stuff. I'm like, oh, I want to know about this stuff. So then they introduced the bufo stuff to me, which I'm like, let's do it. And then what they did is they told us to write in a journal what you want to achieve with your experience. So I wrote down this hell experience. I want it gone. I can't. It tortures me. I get to live my life, but I'm always like, oh, is this really? And when we did the the bufo ceremony, there was three. I did two of them. They had to hold me down because I was a child at Canada's Wonderland or at Disney World. It was a roller coaster. They had to hold me down because it's a beautiful area, but there's a fire. So they had to hold me down because I was crying with tears of joy because this experience was incredible. It was love unconditional, as as we should know. It's love. That's what God is, or the source, whatever you want to call it, is unconditional love. So when I was there, it was like, Brian, you did it. You did it. I'm like, I did it. Yay. And I'm like so high. I'm like, I'm here. I was part of eternity. This experience was so beautiful. The colors, the geometric patterns. There's no words to express how beautiful it was. And I was there. So when I landed back on Earth, I was like, oh, I have to get to my life as Brian. I
Yeah.
forgot, right? So, and then what happened is that right after that experience, deleted the psychotic episodes I had and the torment that I was having for all those 20 years of my life, gone with
Wow.
that little, big psychedelic experience, right? So that's why I call myself a psychonaut, which I took from other people as a term because I love psychedelics. I think, magic mushrooms, LSD, all that fun stuff, it helps. It makes things more beautiful and it opens the mind. And after that experience, I awoken. I was always awake in a way. I always knew there was something, but not always awake. But like I'll tell you a quick story. I'll back up a bit. I went to see randomly. I was studying like NLP and hypnosis, like I mentioned before when we spoke before. This guy, Denis Gagnon, I believe his name is. He used to be a police officer and now he's a healer. And we had a session and he's like, Brian, your crown chakra, people meditate their whole life to have the crown chakra you have. And back then, because the rest are all a bit mumbled up, they're all a bit off. Back then, I was like, yeah, I didn't really get it. But now I do because it means that you know that everything's a lie. Everything's there, right? So after that experience, now everything's kicking in. There's no accidents in life. Everything happens. And then since my experience, like numbers right now, 12, 11, literally, okay?
Yeah.
1, 2, 1. It's always that 12, 12, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, right? It as I just was talking about it, it happens, right? So it's all little, it's like a little for the universe saying, we got you, don't worry. So I'll never forget that, that I guess I could say I'm awoken. Yes, I know that life's eternal. It's all beautiful. And we're here to experience life. Like that's the whole thing is by seeing your podcast, by seeing other people's near-death experiences. I sleep every night listening to podcasts on near-death experience. All the same, but different, like some have Jesus, some have Buddha, some have different people that meet them. It's just so interesting for me. And that, sorry, my friend's girlfriend who I said the queen there, her name is Annie. She told me, she goes, Brian, when she channeled her guys, she said, Brian's like, all she sees me is at a buffet, eating, eating, eating. I want to know everything, right?
Yeah.
So my whole goal is to tell the world, wake up, look, it's here. We're eternal, wake up. And I want to preach, like there's so many ways to get there. There's meditation, yes, psychedelics, of course, which is my way, which I'll never stop doing because I love them. It's like a roller coaster ride for me. A roller coaster ride for real. I do them daily. I love them. I microdose, whatever the case, but I just love, because it's from the earth, right? And it's all there for a reason. So that's kind of my whole goal on what I want to do in life, and like a quick little breakdown of me in a way.
Yeah, yeah. So that sort of set the stage for you feeling really drawn to starting a podcast, starting a YouTube channel, all
Yes.
that sort of like a wonderful train just moving forward, So what is
Exactly.
that about? How would you describe that?
Yeah, so that's the thing is that because, okay, I'll back up again. So back in the day, The Secret came out, right?
Yeah.
Law of Attraction. And I was like, wow. And it worked. And I believed it. And I was like, okay, because I got a big mouth. I work in sales, right? So I'm going to become a motivational speaker. I'm going to tell everybody about everything, how you can do everything. And that was all, you want to wake up in the morning and be excited to go to work, right? What am I doing today? So that was always my goal. And I do love my job. But the podcast is a new way to be able to do it from where I live and spread the word, interview people, and do exactly what I always wanted to do back then when I saw the Secret, and integrate that into kind of like my goal in life, because I want to give people the knowledge about the truth, which is love. It's so simple but hard. It's all about love. It is love. Why do we take this? Why do we suffer? It's all about experience. We have to have the contrast. If not, there wouldn't be a point. So the podcast, which will be coming soon, which I will hope will interview you as well. The Laughing Lotus is the name of it, because yes, laughter. And obviously Lotus, which I already have another guest that I'll be launching soon as well. My goal is just to interview as many people as I can. I want to get out there. Whether I make money off it or not, I don't care. I just want to spread the word.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I want to do. And I'd love it if YouTube pay me. Yeah, of course it'd be good.
Wouldn't that be nice, right?
But it would, right? But my goal is to just I want to wake up and be happy. And like a lot of my plate, yes, I have to work. I have a lot to take care of, but at the same time, I want to use my gift, which is talking pretty much, right? I do have a big mouth. So spread the word about what's really happening. There's all these shifts happening. I mean, extraterrestrials, all this stuff. It's all real. It's all legit. And I just want to let the world know what's up pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love the idea of the laughing lotus. And I love your logo.
I I got a lot of good feedback on that as well from another person I spoke to. His name is, well, Devin. I watched his podcast. Another Canadian in BC
Mhm.
passed away, died, saw his chakras spinning.
Mm,
Right. And another thing why I connected with him is because of Dr. Emoto, who studied water, right?
yeah.
Talk to it beautifully, beautiful shapes. Angry, all nasty. So I'm like, oh, I feel a connection with this guy. I gave him a call just like that. I found him online, like I found you, and I'm like, I'm starting a podcast, blah blah blah. I told the whole story about it, and he said he'll be my guest as well.
Oh, no
So
way.
yeah, exactly. So it'll be you and him as my two first guests. 'Cause I really want to get this done. I'm just trying to find out when, how. I gotta get it done now because it's pushing me to do it. Right. That's my thing. And I do sell. I do one-on-one. This is what I do for a job. I sell real estate platforms to real estate agents, and we do Zoom or Google Meet meetings. So it's always face to face. So it's kind of the same, like, well, not the same thing, but I'm comfortable using a camera, computer, and get a podcast started is the goal. So that's what I want to get done. I want to get out there and launch this as quickly as possible.
Yeah,
That's
no,
that's the whole thing.
that makes a ton of sense. And it is really a beautiful wave that's happening right now, right? Like
Yeah.
when I wanted to start, I wish I did really, but that's the past. I really wanted to start a YouTube channel like 10 years ago, interviewing NDEers because there wasn't that much there to I blasted through NDEs 10 years ago almost. There wasn't a lot on YouTube to read. I read through IANs and all those. And then there was nothing for a while, and then there's this wave of NDEs, spiritually transformative experiences, SDEs, just all these amazing things right now, and it really seems like the time is right.
It is. I think like from all the podcasts I listen to, the planet's going through an awakening.
Yeah.
It is a huge awakening,
Yeah.
right? Like atheists or not, whatever the case, it's happening. And we chose this life through all the research I've done. We're daredevils. This is the toughest, not of this galaxy, of the whole universe.
Yeah.
Earth is the toughest of all. You come here, you're a daredevil. You're coming here to graduate on multiple levels because there's so many different beings. Like there's so many different levels. So we chose this because we're like, let's do this one. How many times I do it? I don't know. Like when we did that session, was it a gray? I don't know. It was telepathic? I think they were the gray, but maybe they were a different part of gray. I don't know. But we experienced life through different, because I'm a Star Trek fanatic.
Yeah.
There's a reason behind that. And I also found out just recently, there's the Galactic Federation of Light. It exists.
Yes.
Galactic Federation of Planets. Same thing as Star Trek. Like there's a reason that's programmed in my psyche as a obsession, is because I think I'm part of it. I
Yeah.
think I'm part of that federation. I think I'm, or at least involved in some manner, right? So that's an
Yeah.
amazing part as well. It's so huge and incredible. Like it brings tears to my eyes. And there's a Comic-Con festival coming up again on this weekend in Montreal tomorrow, which I'm going to, right? So I met all the Star Trek characters I love the best. I know all their signatures. So
Yeah.
I'm a fan for a reason, and I think that all plays into that, right? So
Yeah, no,
yeah.
absolutely. You should try to do you should try a meditation. In meditation one time I actually found myself at that federation. I didn't know what to call it at the time, but it was like a dome type place out, and it felt like it was just random outer space, but there was this dome and then there was like beings kind of lined up, and it was incredible. Just thinking about it gives me chills. But you should just go there. Just meditate and go there.
You went to the
Well,
Federation?
just in meditation. I don't know. I do crazy shit.
I can try, yes. I mean, I want to astral project. I want to do everything, but to go there would be an honor.
Yeah, you
Wow.
should. And like I didn't know I was going there. I didn't say I'm gonna go to the Federation. I just sort of I was asking questions. I don't know what exactly, but take a question with you if you go, right? Take a question and kind of remember that question and ask it while you're there. I think it was my question ended up being like what does Earth like in terms of aliens, how do we make contact better? And the answer was music, vibration,
Yeah.
Yeah, just all about.
Vibration is a big thing I always hear about because
Mhm.
everything is frequency, right?
Yeah.
Everything's frequency. Like RJ Spina, I think he healed himself. Long story, and he's another. I think he's in a he. I think he's part of like the Merlin clique of the
Oh yeah.
Ascended Masters. He's a podcaster, and he healed himself when they told him you'll never walk again,
Mhm.
right? And he healed himself, and he talks about instead of dimensions, he calls them frequencies, like the fifth
Yeah.
frequency, sixth frequency, right?
Yeah.
So there's all these different ones. So that's why the vibration comes into play. When at first when I listened to Esther Hicks, right?
Yeah.
I was like, back when I was young, I was like channeling. Oh, okay, she's lying, but when she channels, she's pretty good because she seems like she's
Right.
somebody else. She
Yeah.
seems she's good at acting because she plays a different part well. But then I realized afterwards, oh, what channeling is real. You're
Hmm.
channeling other beings. They come into you, right? And there's
Yeah.
good ones and bad ones. The
Yeah.
reptilians, they're the worst from what I've seen. The
Yeah.
reptilians are not the good ones, right? The Palladians that are not even, because like us
Yeah.
as humans, we're good. There's good and bad, right? But there's all different. One of my friends, Sue, she saw an angel hug her in the shower, in a mirror. Like she's
Mhm.
part of the angelic realm. So we all have different guides and beings. It's like mind blowing.
I
And
know.
then there's parallel dimension
I
as
know.
well. All the choices we make. How many Brians? How many Hillarys are there?
I know.
It's
It's mind blowing.
I know that's what RJ mentioned. He goes, that means that there's multiple gods as well. It's
Hmm.
not just one, it's multiple. It's like
Yeah.
that's why it's infinite, and that's why it's all the experience. Like, like you do it forever, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's incredible. And I'm so happy that I get to be here now while
Yes.
it's happening now. Right,
Yes.
this awakening, and I think that all the podcasts I watch, he said like in the next 5 years, the other beings will pop in for everyone to see.
Yeah.
No more hiding. You can't hide anymore, people. You can't.
Yeah.
Right? Like the governments are always because we are the most dense planet, most veiled, and the U.S. how they're all like, attack, attack, attack. They want to attack us. No, they're ahead of us. If they wanted to hurt us, we'd be gone. So
Yeah.
take it down a bit.
Settle down.
Take it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Settle down, right? It's all
Yeah.
about love, for real.
Yeah.
So easy, but yet again, so hard.
Yeah.
I don't know, it was confused. Someone who said life is so simple and easy. We just love making it complicated. We love complicating it. We complicate it, right?
Yeah.
It
I heard.
is simple, like the Taoism, right? Go
Yeah.
with the flow, let it happen. But
Yeah.
our thoughts
Right.
they kind of put these walls, but that's the whole
Yeah.
point of it, of
Yeah.
this experience as us in these meat sacks, right?
It is, right? And I
Yeah.
think it's about contrast too, like I think
Yes.
it's about emotional mastery in the context of contrast, right? So we come here because these bodies from what when I take people through hypnosis, it's like the thing that just the message that just keeps coming back is that, there's all kinds of other bodies and frequencies and
Yeah.
looks and all that you have in the universe and different lives that you play, but this earth system seems to be the most emotional, right? We're
Yeah.
really attached to our emotions, and those I think we came here to experience those emotions and the contrast and move not past the emotions but understand the emotions to the effect of mastering your emotions.
Yeah. Oh, I so get you. Yeah, I know. I saw one of your podcasts too, like about some of these races. They're just a family, like the ones that live underwater, and they get attacked
Oh
by
yeah.
trash. The trash there, they get tried to throw it. Their job is to wake up, take out the trash, well, kill the bad,
that,
come back in,
that
and
was
that's it.
weird.
I
Yeah.
know. It's like that wouldn't
Yeah.
be. I mean, I wouldn't
That
want to try that one because it's too boring. It's
yeah.
just boring. On my just
Exactly.
like nothing. Go out, kill, come back in, sit. How's your day? No, we don't talk about our days. We just do our
Yeah.
thing, and that's it, right? So there's all these levels. It's
Yeah.
mind blowing,
It
right?
is.
On how crazy it is.
It
All
is.
these all these different levels of being like, and angels are all real. All it's just I'm just in love with. That's why I'm the buffet eater. I just want to know everything. I want to hear everything. I want to see everything. I want to be there.
Yeah.
And I see sometimes I go, I can't wait to die.
Oh my gosh.
I say in that I know. I can't wait to see what's gonna be there. Like I'm
Yeah.
a superhero maniac too. I love like well, I think I'm able to pretend I'm Superman. Like woo, like
Yeah.
there's all these. So like it's incredible. I'm just happy that I got to. I'm grateful that my mind
Opened up.
woke up.
Woke
Yeah, it
up.
opened up. Yeah, exactly. Because a lot of people I see there just focus on this and this and this and
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
why hopefully with this, with the eclipse, the aurora borealis, all these things happening, it's like You know,
Yeah.
we're in the the Aquarian year or Aquarian stage. Say, I forget what it
Are
is.
we?
It was what?
We're in the Aquarian year. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, Aquarian year, Aquarian. There's a part of something about the Aquarian. We're in the Aquarian part of
Ah,
existence right now,
okay.
and it's anyway. There's going to be a huge awakening coming, and like, yeah, I can't wait to see what's going to happen, right? So I just want
Yeah.
to help bring
Yeah.
people to see this and preach about it and tell everybody about it, and let's all do it together. Let's have fun. It's a roller coaster ride. Let's have
Yeah.
fun. Let's as
It
much
really
experience as until let's just have fun doing it. It's the whole point
Yeah,
as well.
exactly, exactly. I did want to ask you about
Yeah,
your hypnosis session. I found that interesting. I'm sure you found it
yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
But tell me about that because I mean I took you through it, but I mean I always love hearing about how you feel about it, you know?
Yeah, so yeah, from what I recall, I had freckles. I had hands like this with suction kind of cups on them. We did not procreate, so I think that's where the gray came into effect because I know that grays don't. But we communicate telepathically. I remember touching my head on another person's heads and like saying, like congratulating them for having created some kind of machine or some kind of technical creation. And I remember too that because I don't know if they were grays because I remember seeing kids laughing. There was laughter, there was joy. So I still know what race it was, but it was definitely a big head. Eyes were kind of blinking, but like this, like flopping
Mm-hmm.
over.
Mm-hmm.
No food. I remember there was a because I remember you asked how we eat. It was like kind of tube. They did not inject. You just touched it onto your body, and it kind of just blue liquid just came in and gave you the nutrients.
Yeah.
It was just weird. There's no like eating like this. It was just like
Yeah.
good. All right, that was it. Me. What's next?
Yeah.
Right? It was just weird like that. And the planet was everything was like I not Floyd, but yes, obviously there's no like we have different kind of the way planes fly, but them it's just floating and balls and bubbles, like kind of that kind of
Mm.
spherical chrome bubbles. And yeah, you could that's the thing, you could kind of when you're in a ship, you kind of see through the ship when you're there. Like there's no window, but
Yeah.
it is a window at the same time
Yeah.
technology that makes no
Yeah.
sense, right? So I
Yeah.
remember seeing that as well, and the way you get around is like you kind of like not like those back in the days, those tubes, those
Oh
little
yeah,
short tubes.
for mail.
In a way, yeah, for mail. In a way, but that's the way you get around. Like just everything was fast and moving around and very. But the cutest thing was that it was like kids laughing, like laughing.
Yeah.
It was a family, so there
Yeah.
were children. So you do create, but not through sex or anything like that. It was you can't. They can't.
Mhm.
It was cloning, taking parts of from what I remember, right?
Mhm.
So definitely, I think that's why, from what I saw, that they abduct, I think, and try to create with the human, try to hybrid and try to just to keep to keep their planet alive, I guess, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah, that as far as that goes, that was pretty crazy when I just remember, but for some reason, I remember a smile, but not at the same time because it was all telepathic, but there was joy.
Yeah.
There was joy in the
Yeah.
family that I was part of during that session.
Yes.
It was joyful. It
Yeah.
was good. It was happy, and I was some kind of engineer or boss in a way of I created some kind of tech. That's why when I my hair on the other person's head, good job, buddy. That way, it was just a
Yeah.
cool way of congratulating that person telepathically. I felt it. I felt the congratulations,
Yeah.
right? And I think I got it like not an award, but like you did a good job to me as well at one point. I think what I remember. It was a
Mhm.
while back, but yeah, we're gonna do it again because I want to see what else. That was pretty cool. Like
Yeah.
yeah, definitely that was one of my experiences. Like it was really
Out there.
really awesome because just to see it was a cool color. She was like kind of purpley pinkish. The buildings were they're very weird how and that's the same thing when you see outside. It's the same like kind of when you approach, you can see outside when we back up. It's just weird how we can't compare technology to ours. It's not. It's
Yeah.
like kind of not biological, but it's just very hard to explain on how it functions. There's no words to put because it's not our tech, right?
Exactly.
It's really
Exactly.
off,
Yeah.
but awesome.
Yeah.
You know?
A big question that I get from people interested in doing those kinds of sessions are is it scary, right?
No.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wanted to ask you that because
Oh, 1233.
oh
Lucky
yeah.
card. No, no, not at all. It's the opposite. It's well, it depends on the person, I guess, too, right?
Yeah.
But no, it was pure excitement for me
Yeah.
because I love learning these things. But no, there wasn't any fear on my end at all.
Yeah.
At all. No, no, no. I thought it was the opposite of fear. Joy, excitement. Let's go. You know, it was
Yeah.
more or less that. So people should not be afraid. They shouldn't. They should go and do it because
Yeah.
you want to. You want to. There's a reason you want to do it because the outcome. You only get good out of it. You only get good out of it because there's a reason you want to do it right behind it. And there's no accidents in life. And there's always help. There are the guys that always have your back. So there's a reason that you're asking these questions and the answers are always going to be ending up being good. Even though there might be a bad situation, bad things that might have happened, it's always going to end up being good at the end, no matter what.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
always love at the end, no matter what, anyway, of this whole thing. We all go
Yeah.
back to the bliss of like people, like the way they explain, like when I was on that Bufo experiment, it's a love that, yes, I love my son, I love my animals, I love life, I love people, I love you, I love everybody, I do love, but the love that love, oh.
Different
it's
enough.
such a, that's why I get shots of it. Sometimes I like when I have some thoughts, I call it can you give me a steroid shot? Can you give me a love boost shot? And I get it, I get this big love bubble injected into me. Like, oh, there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
It's just like it's incredible how powerful it is. That's
It is
awesome.
powerful. It
Yeah,
is
it is.
powerful. What I say to people is it's not scary. I've never seen someone be scared in that situation. Often they're
Yeah,
like, "Oh, this is weird,"
yeah,
or "This is interesting," or even tears like they've come home,
yeah.
and
That
they just feel
that's the NDE thing too. That's what's a
mm,
lot of, I feel bad for a lot of the NDEs. They're like, because they do choose to come back. Some
mhm,
do, some don't. Some say no, you have to go back.
mhm,
Some say okay, you can stay or you can go. But if you don't go back, this might happen, right? All these things happen. And then, like you said, it's like being home. And when we're here, like, I miss home, I want to go back. So the NDEs are always have that on their shoulders, like, oh, why did I come back? But again, it's the experience of it. But at least I had a little taste of what's out there, what really happened, right?
yeah,
It's incredible. I'd like to put myself in their shoes. It'd be incredible to have that experience. And yeah, like you said, the tears would be like, I miss home. I want to be back home because that's where home is,
yeah,
right?
yeah. What kind of people do you want to interview? What kind of yeah.
Oh, all types, NDEs, anybody who's open to spiritual awakening, mostly with people who had near-death experiences, what they went through, people who had psychedelic experiences, people who've gotten awoken, people who are abductees of extraterrestrials, anything to do with the sci-fi world or the spiritual world. I want to interview everyone, right? Those had ayahuasca experiences, those that passed away and came back, those that meditate and stuff. And there's so many, like Robert Gilbert, I believe. He's just talks about how about geometric patterns and the accretion. What are they called again? I forget their name. But anyway, there's all these different type of people I see. Like even what's his name? About ancient civilizations. People who study ancient civilizations and stuff like that. Like all these types of people I want to interview. Everything to do with who we were,
Yeah.
who we are, right?
Yeah.
Who we're gonna become, what's happening with the planet. So there's all these different type of levels of people I want to interview,
Yeah.
from regular folk to all the way up to, if I can
Yeah.
interview an angel, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, I think that last person was David Wilcock, you were thinking. Maybe? Do you know?
No, it's not David Wilcock, but it's he had the Netflix Ancient Civilizations, I think it's called, or he
Yeah,
had the
I
Netflix
swear.
show.
Wasn't that David
It's
Wilcock?
no, it was someone else. It was oh, I'm brain farting. It's he was on Joe Rogan as well. He
Oh.
traveled the world. He's British.
Mm.
And I'll
Yeah.
find him
We'll
and
figure it out.
we'll figure it out. Yeah. Yeah, he's a good he's got it.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's of course because people that archaeologists they don't they're stuck in their game. They don't want to listen to the proof that's out there that
Yeah.
we're in a cycle. That's another thing that's cool too, is that the Earth is in its cycle. I think it's every 24,900 or 29,004 in that range. It all recycles. It cleans itself out. A few go hide to repopulate planet,
Yeah.
and we're in that
Yeah.
in
It's funny
that
you
in that.
mentioned that because I listened to that like that exact exact thing on the way here. So I'm actually
Really?
I'm listening to Awakening in the Dream by David Wilcock, and
Okay.
he's talking about that exact 25,000 year cycle right now.
Exactly. And we're in it.
Yeah, we are.
You see the awakening and then get ready for it. Hopefully I'll have a granddaughter by that time. And then let's go. You
Yeah.
know? That's and then wipe out the planet and come back. Because it was my
Yeah.
my friend's girlfriend Annie, who I told about the queen there who's a different
Yeah.
level. She said too, she goes, oh no, we're in that cyclic
Yeah.
part of our awakening. It's pretty awesome. That's why I'm so happy about we chose the perfect time to come,
Yeah.
right? To have all this happen right now.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what's cool about it. Love
Yeah.
it.
And on that note, what do you, I always love asking people, what do you feel about the whole 4D to 5D world splitting, dimension
Yeah.
splitting thing that's happening apparently right now?
Yeah, I know. I'm just as I'm curious on what it is because I hear so many different theories on what it is. It's like we're in the transition of it happening, and I
Hmm.
hear like so many people say at one point, like in like at one point we won't need our bodies anymore. I mean like this is what people are saying at certain. I'm like, what? At that point, really? It's like, but we're in that transition. Some I know that are stuck will stay stuck,
Mm.
right? But some that are willing to do like us, that are willing to that want to, will be part of this transition, right? So yeah, the 4 to 5D, I think the 5D is where and there's telepathy. I think it's gonna be a big awake. It's part. I think it's part of the awakening,
Yeah.
right? That whole transition.
Yeah.
And like, because people don't believe in psychics, don't believe, come on, we all know it's there. Just wake up, people, please, right? But yeah, I think it's that's the whole thing too. That dimension is part of the or frequency is part of that transition, fourth to fifth. I don't even know how many are there. 12 dimensions? I don't know how many there are. Seven?
Well, there's written dimensions, which I mean like people saying, "Oh, I think there's 7 or 12 or whatever."
Yeah,
Through hypnosis. And I mean, really, most of my information comes from hypnosis sessions or my
yeah.
own meditations and spiritual experiences, but apparently there's sort of like an infinite amount of dimensions.
Well, here we go again. More infinite stuff to play
Yeah,
around with. Like
exactly.
that's nuts, right? So I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
wow. I just can't wait till this is gonna happen. Like in the next 5-ish years, I think that's when it's all gonna start because we're already in it. It's
yeah,
already starting. I think it's
yeah,
the next 5-ish years that it's all gonna be like boom.
yeah.
Right, and those that will be that chooses to be stuck will be stuck. They'll just like I think like the Sam Harris's, the atheists, then the ones that don't, the skeptics. I mean, it's pretty easy to just look at quantum physics. Energy can't be created or destroyed. It's right there, and
Yeah,
we are what energy.
yeah,
It's right there, but they still want to, But that's the life they chose. They chose. I want to
exactly.
be an atheist. I want to be closed off completely, failed even through the transition of everything. That's
Yeah,
a real daredevil because yeah, I wouldn't want to. I'm just so honored to be able to experience it
yeah,
through all this now, right? Through the
yeah.
awakening at the same time, and my awakening, and the planet's awakening, and I awoke before the new awakening's coming, right? So it's just awesome.
I feel like I'm awakening every 6 to 12 months. I feel like there's some sort of
Yeah, something new.
advancement in something. Mm.
I think that's part of the whole shift as well, right? It's
Hmm.
happening slowly, but it's in its process
Yeah.
from what we can
Yeah.
see and feel, right?
Exactly.
We always have to think with this, not with this. It's
Right?
always that. It's always the hard. That's what my friend's girlfriend always told me. She goes, "Don't think with this." Yet again, not easy, but it's the only
Yeah.
way. Go with the gut, not the gut.
Exactly. Well, Brian, do you have any, I know I can't wait for your podcast to start. It'll be a YouTube channel. Are you thinking of
Yes.
doing Spotify and all that as well, or not Spotify? Yeah,
I'll
Spotify.
yeah Spotify and I'm gonna do. I
Apple.
want to launch to everybody. Like, I'll go on an AM radio if I can. I'll go everywhere, right? I'll do CDs, TVs, I'll do VHS videos, right? So I'm gonna laughing Lotus. Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm gonna guess. I want to preach as get out the spread like a web, like a spider web.
Yeah.
Literally, I want to get out there as much on all the levels of whatever whoever can hear, right?
Yeah.
The Kabbalion who said I think what the I don't know how it was put, but the ones who when they're ready to hear it, when the speaker speaks, the ones who are ready to listen will be able to hear it pretty much,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So the
Yeah.
ones that are open to hearing, and that's my goal to launch and get as many views and subscribers as possible for because I want as many as possible. Yes, money would be great, but that's not the reason behind it. It'd be because I want to spread this to as many people as I can.
Yeah.
Use the
Yeah.
gift that I have, which is talking and showing them what happened to me or explaining what happened and hearing other people's stories as well about their experiences. experiences, and then
Yeah.
all uniting together to like let everybody know and sharing it with everyone is the whole point.
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. That's
I know.
wonderful. In terms of let's go back to your own experience.
Yeah.
What message would you share with people, just by your own experience and observation to help people maybe connect more or feel connected?
Don't be afraid. Just literally know that once again, there's no under there. You are so loved and you're so taken care of, and we all have our own team, our own army of guides, angels, past loved ones that are always not there. They're here. They're here. It's just we can't see them.
Yeah.
Not some can see them, but we have support. Don't worry. Just go for it. Go with your gut. I just tell everybody, yeah, we're living in a crazy time. There's always these ups and downs, but it's an amazing time right now, especially to see that we're loved. We're here to you chose this life. You
Mhm.
chose it. You chose it, and the whole point is to ride this roller coaster. Have fun with it. Stay as positive as you can, and just enjoy the ride and take as much knowledge. Like I love the knowledge of it, but absorb as much as you can while you're on this ride and spread it as much once you see what's really out there, what's really happening.
Yeah.
Tell as many people as you can. Bring your love. Everyone should know. Everyone, which isn't the case, but everyone should know that it's all about unconditional love. Do not worry about anything you've done in your life. There's never any judgment ever, no matter what you've done, bad or good. There's no judgment. It's just experience. It's all about, yes, we are God experiencing life through this. We are part of this fractal tentacles of God. We're part of His whole being, and I'm so honored that I'm part of it, that I'm here, that I'm me. That you get to do it,
Yeah.
and we all get to do this together. And yet again, accidents don't happen. It does happen. Everything does happen for a reason, bad and good.
Yeah.
So my word for people would be like, don't be afraid, because you're always taken care of. You'll always be dealt with what you can handle. And now that we're in this process of getting more awoken, it's going to be a more amazing ride. It's going to be more incredible, and you'll know this. You'll just go with it. You'll feel it, and you'll know it pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
For anyone watching or listening, Brian's information will be in the show notes below. People can contact you. If someone is watching and they're like, "Hey, I've had an experience," would you like them to reach out and contact you for?
Yes, 100%. With that's the goal. I want to speak with you. And if you have any questions about psychedelics, about how they work, because I'm very knowledgeable on all of them. So that, yes, and definitely my info will be there for that. I want to share it and help as well, and answer any questions anyone might have. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Brian, for talking with me
No, thank
today.
you. Thank you, Hillary, for real, because you did when we first spoke. You told me, like, I'd love to be one of your guests when you. That's the first
Yeah.
thing you told me when I mentioned the podcast. It was such an honor to hear that. That's so kind of you again to have offered that to me. So I really thank you as well for that, because let's do this together, and I'm just like, oh, super excited that that's happening. So
Yeah,
thank
I love it. I think sharing is just wonderful. And the more
you. Yeah.
that's shared, the more people hear. And even if it's the same stuff over and over again, it goes in, right? It goes in and we feel more connected and we just have more and more
It,
experiences.
That's exactly. And everyone has different stories, right? Same things,
Mhm.
but yeah, everyone has different stories. So I just want to hear
Yeah,
and talk about it all,
yeah,
pretty much.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Well, we'll see you later.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.